Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello Miss Ayu, my name is Aprilia Andini. I'm from X2B and now I would like to read transcript for my UA pronunciation. Today, I'm going to talk to young people who are good doing voluntary work in the sports sector. First, there is Liam Parker, who is a keen BMX biker and does a lot of work at a sports center. And then there is a Debbie Sanford, who has volunteered to help with many different sports and who now has a paid job with a sport organization. So, Liam, tell us a bit about the place you work. It sounds really interesting. Yes, it's really cool. Basically, it's a huge space where lots of sport and culture events take place. It used to be a shipbuilding hangar, but the company went bust years ago. The building was taken over and completely renovated and repurposed about 5 years ago. Now, we have facilities for all kinds of urban sports like skateboarding, breakdancing, parkour, and kick scooter. Hang on a moment, can you explain the last two? A kick scooter is just a normal scooter with a handlebar, deck, and wheels. But now we have stunt scooters and special ones for racing. And parkour has been around for a while now. It's a way of moving around an urban environment. It developed from military training. It involves climbing, running, vaulting, jumping, swinging, and stuff like that. Everyone's seen it on TV and videos. People jumping off incredible high buildings, between roofs and things. So, what are you involved with? My passion is for BMX, and I want to get other people involved in the sport. But I do all kinds of things at the center. I make sure the bikes and scooter meet safety standards. I check the tracks and ramps so that they are clean and no one can slip and hurt themselves. I teach the kids that basic of BMX and do demonstration. I sometimes cook in the burger van too. Right, you've learned a lot of skills. Yeah, at first, I was a bit nervous about speaking to groups, but now I have no problem giving safety introduction to people. I had to learn sports-specific first aid in case anyone hurts themselves. Cooking hygiene for a burger fan, made for taking money at the till. I have a lot of training in the different areas and gained useful certificates. So, all about training will be valuable when you come to look for paid work. Absolutely, I'm still only 18 and I've been volunteering for 2 years. I'd like to stay in this sector and find full-time paid work. So obviously all my experience and skill will help a lot. Thank you, Liam. And now our guest has made the jump for voluntary work to paid work. Debbie, you've been involved in many different sports in your 22 years, haven't you? Yes, quite a few. I started off playing football at country level and then I got into coaching. I recognized that I wouldn't have been able to play football without the help of volunteers. So when I had a chance to help other people, I did. Then I started a degree in sport development and I realized that lots of people like me would soon have a degree and be looking for a job and I'd need more experience to complete with them all. So, you volunteered again? Yes, I spent a year helping with an online sport volunteering bureau and volunteered at various events including a cricket tournament, table tennis championship, and a half marathon. Wow, it's a lot of experience. Yes, I must I must add that yes, I must add that I don't actually play cricket or table tennis myself. True, I do run. You don't have to be an expert in a sport to volunteer. There are lots of jobs and need doing. And now you finish your degree and you're working. That's right. I work my dissertation and retention and recruitment of volunteers. And now I manage volunteers for an organization promotion swimming. I also organize events at a national level. I would never have to got the job without all my volunteering experience. It helped me a lot. And, and finally, a question for you both. Do you think we something exploit volunteers in this country? Are they doing things for free when they ought to be getting paid? Liam, I believe that you volunteer for about 10 or 20 hours in a week. In week. Uh, sorry. Liam, I believe that you volunteer for about 10 or 20 hours a week. Do you ever feel that you should be paid for what you do? Well, of course, it would be nice, but the organization I help is non-profit making and it couldn't really afford to pay all the volunteers. At the moment, I am happy to do what I love and gain experience of dealing with the public. I'm living with my parents and they are paying my keep. In the future, I'll have to look for paid work. I think many volunteers feel they want to give something back to their sport. It was like that that for that for we that for me with football. Ideally, it would be good to have more paid position, but we also need volunteers. Sport just couldn't function without them. It's really important to give people recognize for what they do too. Thank you very much for sharing your experiences. And now we're going to move on. Thank you, Miss Ayu. I think enough. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.